All right. Hello everyone, it's July 20th. Still on site, not at home. All right, let's do this. Build a matrix with conditions. Given a positive integer k, you're also given 2D integer array, row conditions of size n, where row condition, you'll have to build a k by k matrix that contains each of the numbers from 1 to k exactly once. The remaining value should be 0. The matrix should also satisfy the following conditions. The number above... Ooh, my network speed is slow. It's actually not slow. I got more than 2,000.
Wait, we're gonna open the window, it won't be the same as putting it outside?
No, because just for the tough part is the temperature. Inside, the temperature is pretty stable, so it won't form dew. Like it's the morning dew is the most difficult thing to deal with. The number above should appear in a row. The number above should appear in a row that is strictly above the row at which the number the row at which the below appears for. Wait, what? The number above should appear in a row that is strictly above the row at which the number below appears for all I from 0 to n minus 1. Huh? I don't understand this sentence at all. Whatever the sentence is trying to say, I don't understand. We need to check the example. So condition, row condition is above and below. So wait, hold on. I still don't understand. The number above I, I think that's the ith row, right? I doesn't make any sense. Should appear in a row that is strictly above the row at which the number below I appears. I think I know. It means the number above should appear strictly above the row at which the number below appears. Okay. So basically 1 must be above 2, 3 must be above 2. But it doesn't matter. So the relationship is just between this. Like 2 must be to the left of 1, 3 must be to the left of 2. You could have said it in a different way, but this is just way hard. The number left should appear in a column that is strictly left of the column at which the number right appears. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so basically it's 3 by 3. So 1 must be above 2, 3 must be above 2. Okay, and then 2 must be to the left of 1, 3 must be to the left of 2. Okay, I can actually try this one. So k is 3, so we're looking at a 3 by 3, right? Okay, we're looking at a 3 by 3. So 1 must be above 2, 2 must be above 3, 3 must be above 1. Wait, what? And 2 must be Oh, you're repeating 2 must be above 3. Oh yeah, it doesn't. 1 must be above 2. 2 must be above 3. Right? And 3 must be above 1. That is impossible. And then we do 1 to k. Right? 1 to k, which means you can have a situation where, yeah. Okay, so how would you? Well, we can go through the rows. Maybe we sort the row based on, you know, the left or right. No, 1 must be above. It's like a graph, right? Okay, say from above to below is a link. So 1 above 2 will be 1 will go to 2. Right? And 2 above 3 is 2 go to 3. And 3 above 1 will be linking back. So if there is, like if we go through this and then we find a if we find a loop, right, that means it's impossible. Okay. Yeah, I guess that will work, but you have to spend extra to see if there is a loop. But anyway, let's just consider that as a graph. So row wise, you know, it's a directed graph, like 1 to 2, 2 to 3, doesn't matter 3. So we build an adjacency list. Okay, then because we're fitting 1 to n, right, or 1 to k, we're fitting 1 to k exactly once. We build a matrix that contains each of the numbers 1 to k exactly once. The remaining cell will be 0. So you exactly once 1 to k. So we start from 1, but to see if you know what? No. If we're doing this, that means if there is a number, right, where nobody leads to, that means that what we're saying is, if we're talking about degrees, if we have a node that has no in degree, right, if a number has no in degree, so nobody points to that number, then that will be on the top, right? That should be on the top, because it does not, nobody leads to it, so it is not under anybody else. So if we go with in degrees, or, you know, topological sorting, the most outside one, the most top level, so we find the ones, now in degrees is 0, we get those out, and those potentially can all stay on the top row, but we don't know. So those will be, you know, potentially on the top. We can do like a list of lists, right? So they will be on the 0 level, okay, and then they will go out to some other numbers, and whenever they go out, they will be on the, you know, second level, right? So they will have, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really, okay, it doesn't really matter, right? It does not really matter. It does depend. It does depend on who is linking to you, right? Who is linking to you. So again, if a node has no in degrees, they must stay on the top. or like they don't care, right? They don't care. They can stay anywhere because there's no requirement on where they should be. So they can be anywhere. And then they will link to something. And those has requirements. And they might be required by multiple parents, right? They might be required by multiple parents, which means for those nodes, if you have a lot of parent coming to you, then you have to be making sure so aren't we more interested in how many parents you have? If you don't have no parent, then you're free to be wherever you want, which means you have the most freedom, right? And then node with the most parents, and the node with parents, then they shall be buried deep. But that's also not true, because I can be multiple layers down, right? Multiple layers down. So no, we have to traverse. We need to know the depth of every. Yeah, we have to go through each one, all right? And we need to DFS this thing and find out the depth of each node, right? The depth of each node. And at the end, we'll have a depth. We have a 0 depth. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will be on the top level, but you will be row-wise at a very shallow level. And then you will know this number is on level what, right? Whatever level it is has to be. If a node has level, like if k equals to 3, and so we say 0, 1, 2, right? And your depth is 2, then you have to be on the bottom. So each one will have an associated depth, okay? And similarly, we go left to right, and each one will have an associated depth, which corresponding to your column level. So now each number has a row level and a column level, right? Row level and column level. And if you have a 0, 0, right, that means that really doesn't mean anything, right? That really doesn't mean anything, because 0, 0 basically means you can be anywhere. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be at the top left corner, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that. So we need to go with the ones with the highest, right? We need to go with the ones with the highest level. So we might need to have 2 level of mapping, right? Because we need to go for the ones like the level 3, who is on level 3, and the level 3 on the how can we map that? Right, how can we map that? So you find the node with the deepest, right? If it's really deep, then you have it. Otherwise, deepest. I mean, we can technically, if you have something that's really deep, you can put it on the bottom, right? You can do that. And actually, like you have some nodes, right, at the very deep level. So you say, okay, at the level 0, you have what is on the level 0. At level 1, what is on level 1. On level 2, what is on level 2, right? And then you get the deepest. And you can say all the deepest can fit. But what if they cannot fit? But those shall go in first, right? Those shall go in first. You started to try to fit them because it's 1 to k, right? And we have k by k. So even the worst situation, everybody will just fit in the bottom row and it will be all fine, right? So what I'm trying to say is, in this scenario, we have 1 to 2. So if I have 1 to 2 and 3 to 2, right? So basically it's a 1 to 2, 3 to 2. And if you do DFS, so we say level 0 will have 1, 3. Level 1 we have 2. Okay? That is for the row condition. In a column condition, we have 2 to 1 and 3 to 2, right? That's the column condition. So 0 level is going to be 3, 1 level is going to be 2, and 2 level is going to be 1. So by looking at this, if we look at the row first, we can say, okay, we'll put 2 at the bottom, right? We're going to just put 2 at the bottom and 1, 3, because it's a higher, we just put in the second row, right? We put the 1, 3, doesn't matter. And then we need to check the column. Actually, no, I think we need to check both. So row-wise, the deepest level is need to be 2. Column-wise, the deepest level need to be 1. So column-wise, the deepest need to be 1. Therefore, 1 has to go to the most right. Okay, and then column-wise, 2 need to be on the second level. Huh. Or 0 is basically 1, 3. 1 basically is 2, 2. And 2 basically is 1, 1, right? That's the level. So for 0, 0 actually, no, that's not right. For 1, the level is 0 and 2. For 2, the level is 1 and 1. For 3, the level is 0 and 0. Alright, so we look into every one. So 1 has, row is 0, so we don't have any condition for the rows. And the column is 2. Okay, so we can put column level, so we can put 1, and this one 0, 2. 2 is 1, 1, so we can try putting there if there's nothing there. And 3 is 0, 0. So we have no conflict in this case. Right, so if I, actually this one, when I do it, I probably just Python this thing. If I return 301, 020, and 000. This shall pass as well, right? Yeah, this one will pass as well. So we use this thing to do, so now the question is, what if they overlap? Because it might overlap, right? Like, yeah, like exact same. So we say row and column is exactly the same. Both are 1 to 2, right? 1 to 2 and 3 to 2. Yeah, so we'll DFS this thing, and if during that we encounter a loop, then that's not possible, right? Otherwise, there will always be an ordering. So if that's the case, then 1 will have 0, 0, So 1, 0, 0, 3 is 0, 0 as well. So potentially we're gonna have, no, we do a 1, we put in 0, 0 position, 2, we put in 1, 1 position, 3 is 0, 0 again, right? If 3 is 0, 0 again, then, or like if we have overlap, that means someone needs to move, right? Someone needs to move. And how do we decide where to move? Well, you will have a designated row, right? We say a designated row is at a certain position. Okay, designated, you have to be at this position. But row, column at this position. So for row, you say we can move around, but column, like, what do we do? A column, we can move around, what do we do? We know if it's a 0, that means you have the most freedom. You can move anywhere because that just means you don't have. What if it's, like in this case, we can just move 3 around. It doesn't really matter because there's no requirement. Actually, is this going to be right? Because 3, so 1 is above. So we need to move 2. So 2 cannot stay at a 1, 1 position. 2 need to move to a new position. Right? 2 had to move to a new position. 2 is the least privileged in this case. Put 2 in the bottom. Does that work? But why and when do you do that? Nope. This one will take a while, and I think I'm gonna have to end it early because you will go to bed. I have to keep digging this one. You know what? Yeah, I'll end it right now. This one requires some digging, and I cannot keep talking today. I need to brush my teeth and turn off the light. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.